So this is a whole other subject.
All right, guys. So let's say this is part 2. This is part 2 to the last vlog. Yeah. Now we're just gonna get down to the cut through the meat to the bone about sparring. Okay. So everyone here. So we got me and Miguel, the coaches, and Ohara Davis, the fighter, and we're just gonna explore what we think about sparring. I know Davis has a lot to say on this, so I'll hand over the mic.
Like last week, I sparred the same guy as I sparred a few hours ago today, and I feel like last week it was a lot more tactical for me, a lot more clinical. I done less work, more thinking, and I worked him out with my thinking. But the only thing, I think like those spars are how I should fight. I feel like I should fight smartly. I shouldn't engage when I don't need to engage, because in that spar I didn't need to engage like I did last week. I didn't engage as much.
Yeah. But
I also left last week feeling like I made easy work of him, but I didn't work that much because I didn't need to work that much. But then how about sometimes in a fight, if I need to work hard, or if I need to work much, or depends on the kind of opponent that I'm up against, or if I get hit and then I need to have heart, I need to throw shots. And I feel like when I spar too smartly and I don't take shots and I'm not engaging, I'm not building on my heart, on that grit to say, cool, if I get hit, I'm gonna fight back. I'm gonna continue fighting back. And I feel like sometimes in a spar, it's good to engage, even if you know that you don't need to engage. Make it more intense. Like, put yourself in a place to take some shots, and then you take some shots, and then you throw back because you're not sure if you're going to be in that position in a fight.
100%. This is why.
part of me wants to agree with that. Yeah. Fish, I'll let you go first. Go.
Nah, you see with that, yeah. I agree with what Ohara just said. This is why I said in the previous video that the spar that he had today is a spar that I recommend once in a while, which I don't mind, because you see what you can do, you know, get nit and gritty, you know, bite your gumshoes and just go at war.
And I also think that he's like 2 weights above me, or weight or 2 above me, so I feel like to do it against someone even bigger than me is a lot more intense. So if I ever get into that place in a fight, the guy isn't going to have that much weight on him, and when I throw shots and I hit them, it's going to hurt them a lot more. But just to have that grit and that push in me, obviously it's not good to spar like that all the time, because you end up like with no brain cells and fucking broken jaw, broken this, broken that. So it's not good to engage like that all the time. But once in a while, near to your fight cap, or I mean near the fight, I think you need them spars every now and again.
I think part of me agrees, but I think where I disagree is the way, is the route that you take. In the set, okay, so this is my view. Do you need tough sparring? Yes. You need tough competition to keep your sharpness and keep your edge. You need a sense of fear as well, where you're sparring someone that you know they're good and you know you got to be on point, and you need that competitive edge. Just the way that I choose to, that I think should be done is different. I would not, for example, if you're sparring someone, let's say a fighter, let's say we give stars, and we actually do this. What we do when Davis spars, and this is a little secret from the team here, we give the sparring partners from 1 star to 5 star, we rank them how good they are. That's how we decide on sparring. So if a guy is 1 star, so a guy can be 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars. 5 star is reserved for world champions only, for people who are world champion. World level guys get 3 stars. People who fought for a world title before, or who are highly internationally ranked, get 3 star. 2 star is domestic champions, like an English champion, a British champion, and 1 star is a prospect. Okay, so that's how we do it. Let's say we're sparring someone that's like 2 star, okay, and Davis is boxing them and he's finding it really easy. What I've noticed happens is, if we spar, like normally, let's say we spar that 2 star guy, and Davis might have a bit of a challenge, but then he figures the guy out, and after 2 spars, or two sparring that guy 2-3 times, Davis figures him out so completely that he dominates him. What I notice you do, you kind of, the next time you spar, you're kind of like, oh, that's too easy, so I want to make it harder. So you engage more because you want to feel like you're in a fight. And that's natural, because that's the warrior's instinct. That's natural. We want a challenge. We don't want a true champion wants to be challenged. A true champion is not satisfied if he feels he's having easy training, because it makes you worried. It makes you think, am I working hard enough? Am I going to get to the fight and then I haven't been tested? But where I think I prefer this approach. I prefer, yeah, if you're sparring a guy that's 2 stars, you fucking whoop his motherfucking ass as easy as possible and take him out in 2, 3, 4 rounds. If you can. Clinically. If you can go 3, 4 rounds without getting hit, that's perfect. Because guess what? Then we're just going to move you up to 3 stars. And then you've got to do the same thing against a guy that's 3 stars. And then guess what? Once you're consistently not getting hit by 3-star guys and you're dominating them, we'll move you up to 4 stars. And then you have to do exact, and then you'll see yourself is getting harder. You'll be like, raw, do you know what? These 4-star guys, yeah, what I'm doing to the 3-star guys is not, it's working, but it's harder. These guys, they're just as smart as me. So, imagine when you get to 5 stars, how hard it's going to be to do that. You see what I'm saying? But if you're not doing it correctly against 2, 3 stars, and you're going out there making it hard for yourself, it can become a habit. Which means that it could be a dangerous habit of, if we move you up suddenly from 3 to 4, 5 stars, and you do the same thing, you could pay for that.
That makes sense.
Because the lack of discipline. Because you'll get there and you'll be like, "La, let's make it hard," and then you realize, "Fuck, this guy's too good. I can't do this with him." But because you're doing it out of habit, and suddenly you've forgotten all the technical stuff. It's not there, and you can't pull it out. And then we're gonna have to go, "Oh shit, we gotta go from 5-star back to 3, start again, and then build up."
True. That's why I think those kind of spars are good every now and again.
Every now and again, yes.
Every once in a while, so then I don't get set in that. I don't get set in that kind of mind frame.
Yeah.
Like the guy I sparred today, I sparred him last week Friday. Yeah, last week Friday I sparred him.
That was a clinical performance. That last week was so clinical, and even then there were still areas that me and Miguel picked up.
Yeah, even after sparring like that, I remember going home, and even though I sparred good, it was a good spar. I felt like I didn't get work. I felt like I didn't get work. But in today's spar, I got so tired. I was literally so tired of that spar, throwing shots. Yeah. I feel like
you
I
cheated because you took off the ankle weights. That's why we gave you the ankle weights.
No, but because of the movement, it was rubbing on your skin, innit?
Yeah. But it was.
Does it not go over your socks? It's too tight, maybe.
You think it was too tight?
I think it's probably too tight.
I started with ankle weights on today, but only one round of ankle weights.
Yeah. So I think that's a smarter way. Like, for example, if you watch, I don't know who watches anime here, yeah? I know I'm talking a lot, but I'll be done soon. But if you watch Dragon Ball Z, yeah? Goku, if you guys gonna know who Goku is, sometimes when he was in this hyperbolic time chamber, he was sparring against Gohan. And Gohan wasn't even a Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
But Goku was still getting good work. Why? Because there's different things he can do. He can like fight with one hand, or he's not going to use a certain technique, or and even sometimes Goku was going Super Saiyan, but he was still getting good work. He was like, he would turn the gravity up, gravity chamber up, or he will put weights and use dumbbells to train. Sometimes it's about, okay, we know you can do this against that opponent. We know you can do that against that opponent. Can you do it with 3 kgs on your legs?
That's true.
Can you do it with 10 kg vest on? Can you do it with things like that? So it's not always up to the opponent to make you tired. It's not always up to yourself to go in there and make it hard, because you're taking punches. Taking punches in sparring is not healthy for your brain. It's not. Doesn't matter how you see. There's other ways you can get good work without trading shots. You ain't got to do that. Maybe after spar you can do pads, or you do pads midway through sparring, 6 rounds spar, pads, and then back to sparring. There's ways to make things harder without having to take shots to the brain.
That makes sense.
And this is why me and Miguel are the coaches. What are you saying, Miguel?
Yeah, 100%.
And also in today's spar, my ego. Whenever me and that guy have a spar, listen, man. Even though like we're cool, certain people when I spar them, it's like even at Symington, whenever I spar certain people, like whenever me and like Burns would go in there and we'll have a spar, like there's literally no ego. But when me and, let's say, Conor Ben had a spar, even though we're friends and we're mates, there was always an ego thing. There was our ego always, like, and even though we don't say it, it's like a silent thing. But if he hits me, I'll be in my mind, I'm like, fuck you, I'm gonna hit you back. Or if I hit him, in his mind, he'll be like, fuck you, I wanna hit you back. So, but when me and Ricky Burns would go in there and we'll have a spar, there'll be no ego. So it's just so different. Like when you spar different people, it can bring out a different emotion kind of thing. Like, but when me and that guy earlier sparred, anytime that us two have a spar, there's always ego involved. There's always ego.
But the ego only comes out when he's getting beaten up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, yeah, you hit him with one right hand. I thought he was gonna go. Me and Miguel looked at each other. His legs buckled. I was like,
and then that's when he started talking.
That's when he started talking because he knows. If you he knows, if you stay focused and you listen to what we're saying, he's gonna get stopped, and he doesn't want that. So he creates all these distractions, and he's good. He's a magician. He's fucking getting into your head. So this guy is a magician. As soon as he knows Davies is gonna stop him, he starts with the games and he starts doing this because why? Because he knows he can. You like. But this is what I try to tell you, man. You got to put a bubble. You got to put a bubble around your brain. Never let a guy see into your mind. He's attacking your mind. He came to the corner. He said it to us.
He said it to us.
He said, "Oh, you know, it's the mind games. I have to do it." He said it. He said, "I have to do it because." You know, it's hard sparring with him. He said it to us. He said the only way. It's like say, mate, I'm sorry, I don't mean it, but I know it works, so I have to do it. Because otherwise, he knows that
it's a rap time. Why do you think they're even lying about rounds? I was counting the rounds. In all fairness, I said, look at these guys.
But you know, okay. Let's talk something else. Can I stop this one? Let's do one more. We stop this one, guys. Part 3, ego. Yeah.